Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today Anthony Edwards has been suspended for one game. Anthony Edwards has received the limit of technical fouls, got ejected against the Los Angeles Lakers, got his first technical foul for getting into it with Jared Vanderbilt, and that was a double technical. Both Edwards and Vanderbilt got teed up on that in that argument, and then later in the game, in the third quarter, Anthony Edwards, who had only 18 points at the time, which, look, 18 points isn't terrible for being in the third quarter, said something to the refs, and because he was upset about something, and which he's done many times this season, and got ejected. Now, the bad thing about it is this is Anthony's 16th tech of the season, and it suspends him. They're losing the Lakers right now 91-77, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I think it's pretty safe to say the Lakers probably win this game. Who knows? Look, crazier things have happened. Let's not count the Timberwolves out just because of the fact that they had the crazy thing on Monday night where they were down against the Thunder, down 25 and came back. But let's just say the Lakers do pull this one off. Right now, they are tied for the 7 seed right now with the Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors do hold that tiebreaker. So now the Timberwolves are at the 8 seed, the Warriors are at the 7. The Dallas Mavericks only half a game behind the Wolves, and the Kings are only 1.5 games back from the Wolves. I know the Kings aren't a huge threat, but without Anthony Edwards, you could be looking at Anthony Edwards getting suspended in multiple games. And the reason I say this is because this is his 16th technical foul, which means he'll be suspended when they play the Utah Jazz tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if the Utah Jazz beat the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow. Yeah, look, I know Minnesota just recently got back Dante DiVincenzo. That's great. And they have other great weapons like Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels on their team. I think this all depends on what happens with Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert tomorrow, whether those guys play. But right now, those guys are going to be questionable in their matchup tomorrow. And I honestly doubt those two guys play tomorrow in the game. So if you're without Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Anthony Edwards, with that being said, without those three guys facing Utah Jazz team, I know the Utah Jazz are terrible, but let's not act like they've sneaked up on some teams this year. This month. Just this month, they've beat the Warriors. They beat the Warriors in the beginning of the month. A couple weeks ago, they beat the Los Angeles Lakers with Luka and LeBron. Then we're going to continue this. They recently just beat the Rockets. Which the Rockets really the only guy they were missing. There were only 2 players the Rockets were missing. The Rockets were only without Tari and Fred, but Utah still beat the Rockets. They beat in this month. They beat the Rockets, the Warriors, and the Lakers. I know they're terrible, but they have beat some good teams this month. And so if Minnesota's without Ant, Rudy, and Randle tomorrow, definitely it's a potential winnable game for the Utah Jazz. And especially if the Jazz are healthy tomorrow. If you have Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler playing, you got Keontae George. You got a solid enough team to beat the Wolves if they don't have Ant, Randle, and Gobert. But I think it should be interesting to see what happens with them. But the reason I said he could get suspended multiple games is because after this, it's not you get another 16 technical fouls and you're suspended one more game. That's not how this works. If this was the way it worked, if that was the way it worked, I think you wouldn't be in freak out mode. But from now on, every 2 technical fouls after this, it's a 1-game suspension. Because I remember just a week ago on Friday, they were talking about. I remember Anthony Edwards got his 13th technical foul against the Rockets. I was watching the game. I'm a Rockets fan. I was watching the game against the Wolves, and he got his 13th technical foul in the first quarter. And here we are. That was Friday. Here we are. It hasn't even been a week yet. Tomorrow will be a week from when that happened, and he's already got 3 technical fouls since then. He gets technical fouls fast. And I love Anthony Edwards as a player, but he just does not act like this guy. This guy today, after he got ejected, I get you can be upset after getting ejected, but he throws the ball into the stands. What is the point of doing that? Look, I'd probably be frustrated too, but it's just there are some things he does that are very questionable and very immature, and at some point, someone has to have a talk with him about calming it down if he wants the team to make it far, because if he continues the pace that he is on right now with getting technical fouls, he's going to be, he's going to be getting suspended multiple games, because you get suspended every 2 games. Every 2 techs, and so you can't have Anthony Edwards missing multiple games through the stretch of the season, the last couple months of the season, the last month and a half of the season, when, you're at the 8 seed right now. You could fall to the 10 seed. I think for the Timberwolves, you probably don't have to worry about falling out of the play-in. You don't have to worry about falling out. I don't think you don't have to worry about falling out of the play-in, because the Suns, who are the 11 seed, are 5 games back right now from getting in, or 5 games back from the Timberwolves, and they're like, I think they're like 3.5 games back from getting into the play-in where the Kings are. They're like 5.5 games back from the Wolves, and they're like 3.5 games back from the Kings. As of right now, I don't think there's anything to worry about the Suns getting into the play-in, but things could change. So, with the Kings, you don't want to fall to the 10 seed, and I think it is possible to fall to the 10 seed if Edwards, we're going to see him miss tomorrow. He could get suspended in future games. You could fall to 10. Really could, and the schedule isn't easy coming up. That being said, I think that you'd hate to fall to the 10 seed, because being at the 10 seed is a lot harder than the 8 seed, because with the 10 seed, you have to win a road game. It could be against Dallas, it could be against Golden State, who knows? But you have to win a road game. It could be against the Clippers, who knows? You have to win a road game, but then you have to win another road game, and then you have to get into the playoffs, and you have to face the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs, which maybe doesn't seem too bad for this Timberwolves team, because they've actually played pretty well against the Thunder this year. Maybe that's not a huge scare for them, since they're, I think, 2-1 against them this year, or at least 2-2. But you have to win 2 road games before you can even meet the 1 seed Thunder. But if you're the 8 seed, it's a little bit different. Where the Timberwolves are the 8 seed, so right now the season and today, all you got to do is you got to beat Golden State 1 game, which with the size, with them having Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, and Julius Randle, you just attack those guys in the paint. I wouldn't be surprised if the Timberwolves could beat the Warriors in the play-in, if the Warriors were actually in the play-in. So, and then all you got to do is face the 2 seed. That could be the Nuggets. That could be the Grizzlies. Who knows? So, and I think that's a much easier matchup, if you ask me, for this Timberwolves team than playing the Thunder in the playoffs. So, You cannot have Anthony Edwards get suspended again, and I expect he'll get suspended at least 1 or 2 more times with the way he gets teed up. Even if he tries to, damage control the way he acts on the court, and talks to the referees. But like it's not even talking to the. Sometimes it's not even talking to the referees. It's like tonight, getting into it with Jared Vanderbilt. Walk away. But so, let me know your thoughts on the suspension for Anthony Edwards in the comment section, and peace out.